Welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to compare the RP Strength app with the MyFitnessPal app. But before we start doing that, I'm going to introduce you to this channel. This channel is called Fuel Chefs, and in this channel, we explore how you and I and all of us can live a happier and healthier life. So back to the video. Like I said, we're going to compare the RP Strength app with the MyFitnessPal app. Because you clicked to this video, I sort of assume that you know what it is, but let me introduce you to them real quick. So these are the different apps right here. This is the RP Strength app and this is the MyFitnessPal app, right? So they both are weight loss apps basically, but they're kind of different, although they have a lot of similarities between them. Personally, I've lost quite a lot of weight with both of these apps. I know how they both work. So if you want my personal opinion and sort of a summary of the video, a summary of the comparison, it will come at last in the video. All right, so the first difference with the apps that you will notice straight away is that the RP Strength app, it's a paid version, whereas the MyFitnessPal, it's unpaid, but you can opt in for a premium version, which you have to pay for. So this leads us into one of the main differences between the apps. The RP Strength app, it's more like a diet coach that you're getting, but the MyFitnessPal is more like a weight loss, kind of food logging kind of app, right? This is also a huge difference between them because this is sort of like with the RP Strength app, it's like a food planning sort of thing. As you can see here, it says exactly how many macros you should have for each meal. Here, how many macros you should have for each meal. Whereas MyFitnessPal, it's more like logging of food. This is an important difference because this can be the make or break for your diet. Because if you plan what you should eat, you know exactly how many grams of chicken, sweet potato, and cucumber, right? You can have for each meal before you eat it. But if you measure up chicken, sweet potato, and cucumber before you add it into your app and you eat it before you log it, then it doesn't matter if you log it because you already eaten it. You see the difference? So the whole point of the diet is you need to restrict what you're eating and know exactly what you should put in your body. So that's why the planning versus logging is quite essential. This is on to the next point, which is the counting regime. RP Strength focuses on macro counting. It does count calories, but you as a user don't have to think about it. It just is in the background. With the MyFitnessPal, it focuses more on counting calories than it focuses on counting macros. The apps themselves they're also different when it comes to the different foods. RP Strength app has like a database full of foods you can choose from. This kind of forces you into this paleo, low carb, keto inspired diet. Whereas with MyFitnessPal, you can just eat pretty much whatever you want because their database is just filled with foods from all over the world. And if it doesn't have your food, then don't worry about it. You can just plot it in. So that's kind of nice, but it can also be it can be difficult if you kind of like eat whatever you want, right? The next thing is kind of the goal. So the goal, the apps and the diets is obviously to lose weight, but with the MyFitnessPal, the goal is very much like weight loss versus RP Strength, which is more like fat loss. This is a huge difference because you can really see it in the different foods they promote. With the MyFitnessPal, you can eat just whatever you want, but with RP Strength, it really focuses on getting getting protein in your body, and that's how you get your the biggest amount of your macros and calories during a day, not carbs, calories during a day. So kind of the food they're promoting also says something about kind of the weight loss they're kind of promoting. Both app has like registration of personal information and also like target weight and also current weight. So we will make like a dieting schedule for you. This is another interesting factor. The RP Strength app, it's just based on your desired how much weight you want to lose. It also says how many macros you get per day and per meal. MyFitnessPal doesn't do that exactly. It says more like these are all your calories for a whole day, and you can split them however you want throughout the meals during that day. It doesn't say neither when you should eat the different meals. It just says these are your total amount of calories for that day. Whereas my RP Strength is more specific as to when you should eat. Also in MyFitnessPal, you can go in and you can edit your macro balance. You can't do that with RP Strength. I guess this being able to edit your macro balance can be a really, really nice feature if you have the knowledge to actually do that. But if you don't have the knowledge to do that, it's not really necessary for you. This is another great thing about the RP Strength app. It will actually, throughout your diet and how you kind of progress, it will change the macros based on that, which is nice. The RP Strength app also has a food check-in, so it will remind you of when to eat, and then you should check in your meals. After you check in, you will sort of get like a macro compliance thing. It's kind of a gamification. Some people really, really like that. Personally, I think it's a bit of a distraction and hassle, but I guess that's individual. Both apps, you can copy meals to other days. You can use the barcode scanner. This does not work very great for the RP Strength app. I guess it works better for the United States, but in Scandinavia, it doesn't really work. But the MyFitnessPal, it works great for Scandinavia as well. Both of them also has these restaurant meals that you can log. Again, doesn't work very good for Scandinavia, at least the RP Strength app. A huge difference between the two is the food logging. Because MyFitnessPal focuses on the logging, you can log all your snacking, right? You can't do that in RP Strength app because it is just based on meals, right? So there's no room for logging snacking here. And I guess that really depends on what kind of person you are. Are you a huge snacker? Then it'd be nice to kind of add those little snacks to the totality of your day. But if you're not, then I guess you don't have that need. So yeah. All right, what else do we have here? Another difference is the different view on the day. The RP Strength app, it really focuses on each single meal, like hitting those macros for each meal, whereas MyFitnessPal focuses more on the day as a total. So this is also important with regards to training. With the RP Strength app, you actually configure your entire diet. So you say like, I'm gonna work out Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But with MyFitnessPal, you just enter that day you work out. So because you do it that way with the RP Strength app, it will actually kind of distribute your macros during that day in the right way, so you get like the right amount of calories this is just calories, carbs, it's a lot, you know? You get the carbs right before and after workout. Whereas with MyFitnessPal, it's more like you log it after you've been out running. So let's say you've been running for an hour at 7 o'clock in the evening or 6 o'clock in the evening, you get back and then you add how much you ran, and then it says, oh, you get this many more calories for that day. Personally, I don't like that because then you're stuck with like 1,000 calories to eat and it's like 8 o'clock in the evening. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So that way I better like the RP Strength app to distribute the different macros during the day. All right, so now on to the summary of the different apps. So I guess there are like 4 main differences between the apps. The first one is the food logging versus the planning. RP Strength is more like food planning, or MyFitnessPal is more like food logging. When it comes to counting regime, the RP Strength app is more focused on macros, whereas MyFitnessPal is more focused on calories. When it comes to the diet, the RP Strength app is clearly paleo, low carb, keto inspired, versus MyFitnessPal, you can just eat whatever your heart desires. Last one is the goal. RP Strength is more focused on fat loss, MyFitnessPal more focused on weight loss. Right, so on to my personal preference. I've lost a lot of weight with both of these apps, so I know they both work really, really well. My personal preference right now is the RP Strength app, and that is because of those 4 huge differences that I just mentioned. I really like how the goal is more like fat loss and muscle gain over just losing weight in general. The apps themselves, they track your weight loss in the same way because they have weigh-ins, right? So you get like a graph of how you lose weight. But when you look at the food that is promoted through the RP Strength app and the calorie balance in the macros, you can really see that they promote eating protein and getting most of your calories through protein, which will ensure you gain muscle and get stronger. So that is one of the main reasons I like RP Strength. The other reason I really like it is because it has more focus on the planning part, not on the logging part. So it helps me to plan my meal, how much chicken I should eat or beef or whatever, instead of having to sort of figure that out myself. So it does all that stuff for me, which I really, really like. That being said, I'm a huge snacker. I love snacks in all sorts of shapes and forms. So in that way, MyFitnessPal would be a better fit because then I would easier see like the totality of my food consumption during that day. With the RP Strength app, I kind of have to like be a bit creative with how I log my food, but it works for me. It's actually kind of encourages me not to snack that much because it's kind of a hassle to kind of make it work, right? So I kind of like that. Yeah, so I guess that's like my personal preference. Yours could of course be completely different. I really hope that this video helps you decide on what you should use and what you should try out, and I really hope that it helped you to reach your goals. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want more content like this, you can always subscribe. Please do, I'd really, really appreciate it. And there's also a link below to a post which compares to both of the apps more thoroughly. So you can also check that out if you want more information. Yeah, so I guess that's it. And hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.